Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, when you're on vacation, you typically don't scour the forums. You don't read every headline. Sometimes I don't even read every in-game inbox notification. You just try your best to have fun, to be with family, and to step away from your phone and your computer. So I had no idea that this post existed until I was broadcasting Monday night. And several people, including my man Earth25, said, Prof, you should probably talk about this because it's a really important issue. And of course, my response is, I have no idea what you're talking about. So that brings us to the lots of Rintrah bugs added to Trello. I say Trello, I don't know if that's actually accurate or not. For Noob Master 69, also a great name. So it seems like that yesterday, quite a few bugs regarding Rintrah have been added to the Trello board. I don't even know how to find the Trello board. That's probably embarrassing. But until the last Kabam live stream, where Kabam Jax used the word Trello, and I literally stared at my computer while watching this and thought, is that like the name of a band? What is Trello? So this is Trello, right? Our first forum post ever to discuss it is this one, at least on this channel. Rintrah is a popular champ, so I figured it'd be worth mentioning here too, so that less people are blindsided when something changes. Also, as an added note, the way the bugs are listed here are a lot more in-depth and detailed than the older ones on Trello, so it does seem that Kabam is trying to improve, but here you go. Now, before we get into this, I was thinking about this last night because I knew I wasn't going to make a recording of this until the morning, but I still sometimes let my mind marinate a little bit on what I'm going to say. As a gaming community, we all have been wired to have insane trust issues. Like, we were just a generation of trust issue people. Because this company has done this to us every single year with something. And maybe every mobile game company is like that, and I just play this one, but something tells me that's not true, at least not with every game. But Rintrah has been out for a long time now. Rintrah is not a new champion. Rintrah has always seemed to be working as intended, and I have so many people who are fans of the magical mystical moose, shout out Jose Rivera Valentin, who have told me, like, look, this is something that makes me happy to play this game. Rintrah is so many people's favorite mystic champion. And, you know, the thought process goes, well, if something was wrong, they would have said something surely by now. Because it's been so long since Rintrah was introduced, with the featured crystals and the arena grind, and then, of course, so many different wish crystals. And I know that some champions get the rank down ticket like Craven, and some don't like Evizone. But even if every champion got the rank down ticket, having a reason to rank down one of your, if not your favorite champions, is depressing. It's not a day to celebrate. So no matter what, it's not something that, like, I look at as a pitchfork mafia would. Alright, Rintrah, the self-root he inflicts at 20 mystical charges is supposed to last till the end of the special. Currently, it actually has a duration of 6 seconds. Rintrah, the self-root he inflicts while the opponent is against the wall, is listed as occurring when Rintrah strikes with his 4th light. Currently also triggers if the opponent lands their 4th light. Well, that makes a little bit more sense with why that keeps happening to me. Rintrah's special 1 is listed as granting 1 mystical charge per hit, but this currently doesn't occur when he has 16 or fewer mystical charges. Rintrah's Sig says it grants power when a buff fails due to ability accuracy. In fight, it actually only triggers if he gains the mystical charges from that ability. Rintrah improved Neuralize against Cosmic and Spirit champions is listed as lasting for 5 seconds, but it lasts 6. The improved, I always say Neutralize, or sometimes I say Neuralize. I don't know why it's Neutralize. I clearly need more sleep. Does not have a chance listed, meaning it should have a 100% chance, but actually has 100. How can something have a 120% chance? I don't understand stuff like this. How do you literally have higher than 100% chance? How is that possible? How is that calculated? I don't know. I need to learn that. Rintrah, the 2 additional ruptures he inflicts while rooted listed as only occurring from light attacks while he has 10 mystical charges. In fight, it does not require a light attack, nor does not require him to have 10 mystical charges. Rintrah is supposed to gain 2 mystical charges when a buff fails due to ability accuracy, but this doesn't occur if he has exactly 18 charges. So most of these definitely sound like they're too OP, as the community would say, which then hints at some kind of, as the community also says, nerf, some kind of weakening of his abilities, in other words. And I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I do know that Kabam was forced to comment on this because there were so many comments, many from some of the names we're used to seeing on the forums. So, we have not decided what to do with Rintrah yet, Kabam Mike says, but these are up there so that everybody is aware. There hasn't been a course of action plotted yet. Rintrah is buggy from what you can see. Buggy. Look, if a champion is this buggy, and I'm not denying these bugs. That's not the purpose of my voice today on this channel. But I am denying the reasonable timeline that we hear about this after a champion has been released, and most importantly, so much money has been spent chasing the champ. And that's why I know people now who just refuse, no matter how excited they are for a champ, to chase a champ. Because between rebalancing, and this isn't even technically a rebalance, right? It's just a buggy situation. There's always a justification for this kind of behavior, and it is startling. And there isn't anything in life that I can think of that points to where this happens outside of this game. I'm not buying my new car, and then 2 years the company says, we need to take that car back. It's going too fast, and it's handling too well, and the gas mileage is too good. It's outperforming what we thought it would, and it's outperforming what you paid for. So we either need your money back, or since we can't do that, we just need to take the car back and give you a worse version. We're not going to refund you, though, because it's not our fault. See, it's the car's buggy. Duh. Wake up, noob. I can't imagine. So that's part of why this is such a difficult conversation every time we have to have it, because my brain, I'm not saying it's the biggest one, okay, but my brain just can't comprehend a comparison, and that's why it feels violating emotionally and intellectually, because you trusted that a champion that had so much coding and everything else into it, that champion was quote-unquote working as intended, and if it wasn't, surely they would have said something by now. This is not, by the way, the same as like the Mole Man / Mole God issue where they did acknowledge it, but they just didn't address it for a while. A lot of these bugs I haven't seen reported anywhere until this post. So, what do you think, YouTube? This Rintrah situation looks like a slippery slope for me, and a dangerous one at that.